Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing today?
Just walking over here doing shit, and you?
Pretty much the same.
Oh, yeah. You want to go out, get something to eat?
Sweet. What are we getting?
A man burger.
Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name is Arnes.
And today we're going over the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, which was a fan request that we had a little while ago.
But I want to stress this out. First season.
Yeah, we're only going with the first season right now. Because I haven't actually watched the second season entirely. I'm only like a couple episodes in, so
and second season never existed, so it's okay.
I don't know that.
It's like one of those.
There's even supposed to be a third season coming out.
It's like one of those fillers. We'll just call it a filler. It never existed.
The GT?
Yes, that's GT.
Man, I'm looking forward to this review. But for this review, we're going over the initial first season of Tokyo Ghoul, which comprised of the first 12 episodes.
Yes.
That's pretty much for the plot of the series. You got your mild-mannered Ken Kaneki, which is just your average school student, decides that he actually is going to go try to pick up this girl he's been checking out for a while at the coffee shop. His name is Rise. And ends up being successful. They go out on a really nice date, and then she takes him to a secluded spot and tries to eat him. Because she is a ghoul. And essentially what the ghouls are just humanoid-looking people that they have to eat humans in order to survive because they cannot eat anything else because it makes them sick. They have to regurgitate it. It's kind of disgusting. So she tries to eat our protagonist, Ken, and then a part of a building drops on top of them, killing Rise, and then also critically injuring Ken, who was also already pretty much critically injured
Which is the first and the only major plot hole in this, because she is supposed to be like the most badass character out there.
Yeah.
Alright?
Listen.
So she's supposed to be the most badass character out there.
Yep.
And how does, she can survive pretty much anything, technically. She first fights this, first episode, she fights this guy.
Yeah, Jason?
She just shows how bad she is. Just by hey, you're dead if I wanted you to be. And if somebody drops a building on her and she's like, oh my god, I'm dead, but a mere human survives?
Yeah, plus some of the damage some people take in this anime too. One guy literally almost gets cut in half.
Yeah.
Whatever the blue haired guy's name is. Right back. His name's Shu.
Yeah.
Moving on. Back to what you were saying.
So, and the building drops on top of her and kills her and he survives. But yet, even in season 2, maybe I missed this, please correct me.
We're gonna wait. We're not talking about season 2, just season 1.
But season 1, it does not explain who drops the building on her, because it tells you that somebody did, but it never explains who did it.
Yeah, just kind of mysterious. So what ends up happening is they put her body parts inside of Ken in order to keep him alive, because they think that she's his girlfriend, so they're like, oh, well, they'll want to be together, and blah, 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 blah. So what ends up happening is he becomes half a ghoul, and he has this eye that actually pretty much is almost always active, or just random things just trigger it, so he keeps an eye patch over it now. And then he gets the random ghoul cravings, all the good stuff that ends up happening with the ghouls, and ends up having to more go away from his normal social life and go stay at a coffee house with a bunch of other ghouls. And then random shenanigans ensue. Which, for the plot, at least for season 1, I actually really like the plot overall. I think it's pretty... I like some darker animes, which is definitely...
This is definitely a darker
the same
one.
Vein.
It's not your typical love story either.
Well, yeah, this is your love interest tries to eat you early on, and then your love interest also pretty much has partial control over your body. Because whenever you get your hunger, that she decides to want to eat. Yeah, it's a weird love story. Yeah. I think it's also kind of interested in this other girl that's at the coffee house.
Yeah, so it's there's varieties at least in it. I mean, it's not school days. It's
yeah, or it's just why are you cheating on me? Stop it.
Yeah, it's he's got this girl inside of him that he liked. But then, she tries to still control his body. You know?
It's interesting. For the most part, too, with the plot, you get a lot of stuff that isn't, I guess, to the typical norm. Some of the stuff in the story, how it progresses, you kind of guess how it's going to end. For instance, when the one, the mother and the daughter move into the coffee house, and they're supposed to be, protecting her because their father has some deeds that he's doing with Jason, because he's making his weird little pincer weapon thingy
that he snips people's toenails.
Yeah.
Oh no, not toenails, toes.
Just toes.
Yeah.
Just parts in general. Plus he uses the fight with too, which is kind of weird. And like that plot, you kind of figure what was going to happen with that. It's pretty predictable, especially for these darker animes, because it's not like I haven't seen darker animes before. Like there isn't really a whole lot new with the plot here.
No, but I mean, there's like the whole part where he like fights his inner demons. It was a little. It's not like every typical one, you know, where like, but this one was a little different, I guess, because it's like his inner demon is this girl he liked that's literally inside of him.
Yeah, and he's trying to conflict with he doesn't want to hurt people and he doesn't want to be a part of the ghoul society. And I feel like I probably heard this in tons of other animes where the protagonist kind of thrust upon in a situation which he didn't want to be a part of. He just kind of has to deal with it, and it takes a while for him to deal with it.
Sounds like one we're just watching, Steve? Champion? Or...
No, he seems totally fine with that in Champion.
Yeah.
I'd say more like in the vein of like Evangelion with Shinji, where he didn't really want to be an Eva pilot, but he's an Eva pilot because he wants to impress his dad. Then his dad's a dick.
Oh, there's like, it's typical plot, man. Like, he fights his inner demons. He doesn't want to eat people. He has to eat people. And then he decides that it's just better to eat ghouls than to eat people because, yeah.
Cannibalism. Another thing about the plot, too, is it seems like it goes by pretty quick. Which is something like I do kind of like, because a lot of the stuff, even though him having to fight with his inner demons and dealing with the situation does take a while to progress to these 12 episodes, there's actually quite a few little arcs in these episodes, though. Because there's like his confrontation with Shu, Mado, and then you also have Jason towards the end. So there's like 3 little arcs, plus the early one where he's fighting the guy that eventually becomes his friend. His name I can't remember quite as well off the top of my head. So there's pretty much 4...
Human cop? Or the human...
No, the one that was his roommate with his best friend, Hyde.
Oh, the one that like kicks his ass and then...
Yeah, then he like goes like full-blown powers and beats the shit out of him. And then you pretty much give 4 boss battles throughout the entirety of the first season, which I could totally get behind, because then you see his the strength that he's forming progress throughout the story, which is really nice.
Until what's-her-face Tails comes out of his back and he's just like... Argh!
Yeah, towards the end where he just goes like God mode activated.
He went Super Saiyan.
Another thing I really like too is getting a little bit more into the characters, where each of them, like especially the ghouls, their powers are like vastly different between each of them, which is really nice. Because his is more just like normal, like little blades come out of his back and he like deflects and stabs things
like
with them and whatnot.
Tails.
Yeah, kind of like it looks like Naruto's tails,
Yeah.
but he uses them for like attacking. And then there's like one guy where it like spirals around his arm, kind of like in a drill. Plus, you can make it into a blade. Which
Yeah, the one that makes the ghouls people fight, and then they eat the leftovers, which is...
Which one's that?
Huh? That's that guy you're talking about. Has the blade that comes out like the fancy character.
Oh,
you know?
okay. All right, I understand what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I was like,
He makes
what do you
them.
mean he makes people? You're like, oh yeah, because he's a part of the club that
Yeah, he
they
makes
eat people.
Yeah, they make ghoul fight each other, and then
Yeah. Well, usually it's supposed to be like they're eating humans' delicacies, but since he's a half human,
yeah, he smelled his blood, and he was like, "Oh my god, delicious!
yeah,
I'm gonna
he's just,
orgy over his blood."
he has like a little blood stain on his napkin. He's like,
It's
just like, calm down, man. And then you have like Hiroshima, where her is more like wings that come out of her back, and she like shoots them out like little blades out of them, which is really cool. And just like, it's nice to see a lot of variety between everybody, because like something like this, I can see it kind of getting stale with the introduction of newer characters and stuff, where he's just like, I might have seen this before, but in this, it's got a decent enough variety where it keeps me in it.
Oh, one of my favorite characters is that bartender, or the in the coffee shop, the guy, where he's always talking about him, how badass he was back in the days and stuff like that, and it never shows it in season 1.
My personal favorite is still probably Hiroshima. I really like her, just because she's more of like the cool, awesome fighter type. Also having to deal with her own stuff, while she's also super loyal to her friends.
She's Yamcha.
She doesn't lose every fight.
She is Yamcha.
He's not Yamcha. That other guy's essentially Yamcha.
Oh, the
The
guy
one
with
that becomes his friend eventually.
Yeah.
Where he comes getting his ass handed to him now, and it's just like, oh, you were sweet the first time we saw you, now you're useless.
Okay, so she's more like Krillin then.
Yeah, she's like my Krillin.
Yeah.
I'll accept that one. I also kind of enjoyed Jason too, just because of that whole like pop reference where he has like the hockey mask that he wears over his face. Because ghouls, when they're supposed to be out in public, so that the agency that's hunting them down isn't going to be able to know who they are, they're supposed to wear a mask.
That's only when they go in their ghoul form.
Yeah, when they're mainly in ghoul form, where they're going to go eat things. Should elaborate. And his is actually a hockey mask, essentially. So they call him Jason because he literally looks like Jason Voorhees walking in a room about to mess up some people's days.
Except he has some kind of...
And he's got like little clamping scissors instead of like the giant machete, which I think would have been more hilarious. But then again, I guess copyrights, but...
Yeah, but then there's also a whole reference to the whole, Clipper thingies, but don't want to spoil too much. I mean, we already...
Yeah. Don't want to spoil like everything, but...
Yeah.
But it's still cool. Like, I thought he's a pretty badass antagonist for the end of it. It was nice to see, because pretty much throughout the first season, you see how awesome he is early on, especially, like, dealing with some of the people that they were having troubles with, like, Mado. Like, he just had no problem with those guys. But then towards the end, he kind of gets his just desserts, which is nice.
He literally was a dessert.
And then for the animation, it's actually something I actually really like about this anime. The animation in this is super pretty.
It's clean, definitely.
Yeah, it's really smooth. I like the art style overall. And it really works with this more gritty tone. Which is, very much for a lot of these gritty animes, I more or less like the animation for them. To his sets. It's kind of in the same vein as, I'd say, Parasite for the most part. Especially with the fight scenes.
Well, I don't know. Is it really, like, that clean, though? Like...
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, like, a couple of weeks since I saw Tokyo Ghoul, but...
Yeah, it's really nice. Especially the fight scenes are super fluid.
Oh, definitely those. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the fight scenes are very impressive, and you actually get a lot of them in the first season.
Oh, yeah. Wait till second season.
I'm excited. Alright, so overall for the first season, I really enjoy this anime as of right now. It's dark, gritty, enjoy majority of the characters. There's a few I don't really give two craps about, but for the most part, I still really like the majority of them.
I really, really love this anime. Like, the way it's like, the way they tell the story, the way the characters are, like, together and everything. It's like, she really hates him, but she doesn't hate him, you know what I mean? It's like they're keeping it interesting. But one thing is, like, they're trying to make me, like the humans more than ghouls.
Yeah, that's the only one weird aspect where they're, like, trying to, like, play both sides a little bit.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, well, the ghouls are the bad guy early on. You don't want to be with the ghouls, but then, like, later on, it's like, the humans suck. You don't want to be with the humans? Why would you want to be with the humans? It's like, be honest, I feel more empathetic for the ghouls than I do the people.
Yeah.
Because, like, I enjoy, like, pretty much all the characters I really like in this anime are all ghouls. Which probably doesn't seem like it should be right, because they would be usually seen as more the bad guys, especially early on. Except for when he gets introduced to Kirishima. That's when you start getting into the ghouls can actually be nice people.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty much, then you start falling in love with a lot of the ghouls, and then it goes back to, now the humans are the bad guys, and I just don't really feel as bad for the people. Like, there's that one scene where you're supposed to feel a little bad when they're like, they're eating their lunch and everything, and they're having their nice little conversation.
Just normal human stuff.
Yeah, normal human stuff, and then they walk out and the one guy gets murdered.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I didn't care.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I
was like, sweet revenge, you know?
It's like one of the things I wasn't interested in as much. Like, where they were trying to, like, make me like humans more. They were trying to play both sides,
Yeah.
But I get it. It's give people varieties, like, you can choose,
Yeah, like, they're trying to make you feel for both sides. I feel like it doesn't succeed quite as well in that regards. And the plot can still, with it being a dark anime, you can kind of figure out what's going to be happening throughout it. Like, it's not the most unpredictable anime, but it's still awesome to watch, especially with the fight scenes. I still like the tone of it overall, and the animation's freaking amazing.
Well, like, don't worry, like, second season will not fill you down. Like, you're going to expect one thing and just completely different will happen, so you'll be fine with that part at least.
So it's like M. Night Shyamalan?
It's a twist. It's a twist.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, like, overall, like, I would still recommend this. Like, it's, like, one of the things that you must watch. Pretty much. Like, if you like anything dark, greedy, like, it's just overall, like, you have to watch it. I mean,
especially, like the more violent animes, and yeah, this is definitely in your field.
Like, it doesn't have boobies in it, but I'm like, man, I was so down for this. Like, we have to watch this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's like, no, like,
I don't say something coming from this guy.
Yeah, there's like no oversized boobs that like floating in all the mansion that like just would not be humanly possible, Like bullet dodging, dodging
Yeah,
titties,
like
you
in,
know? Yeah.
High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it just goes right in the middle. He's
Yeah. Like Courtney was watching High School of the Dead with me one episode. She's like, that is not possible. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, they do not move like that.
He's like, yours just aren't big enough.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, son.
But yeah, it's like, it was still, from Arnes, must watch. Steve?
Yeah, I also still really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it quite as much as Parasite. But I still, as of right now, I'm still actually interested in watching season 2, which is saying something.
When I did my top 10, that would have been definitely top 5 for me. But then I seen season 2 and I was like, not even honorable mention.
Alright, well, we'll hopefully be doing season 2 next week.
God, I hope not.
Hopefully.
I don't want people hating me.
I'm sure they're already gonna, man. It's okay. But, what do you guys think of Tokyo Ghoul? Have you guys seen it? Please let us know in the comment section below. Help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.